Okay, so we'll tell another story. Going to start doing some stories about one of my family members, Jeremy. It's my cousin, Jeremy Johnson. So Jeremy, we were fortunate enough that Jeremy came to our family. And growing up, he was always a little different than we were. He was, number one, he was probably the most coordinated person I've ever met in my life. He could do anything. Jump out a tree, land on his feet, play basketball, trumpet, swim like a fish, just whatever. You never could quite be as good as Jeremy was at doing things physically. So there's that. So we grow up with Jeremy, and when he turns 16, he really makes an honest effort and constantly just comes to the farm and hangs out. Now, Jeremy lived 30 minutes away in a little town, Linden, and the farm was over Falcon, edge of Falcon and Wade. But anyway, Jeremy would come over when he got his license, hang out all the time. Before he got his license, every summer his dad would drop him off. When his dad would go to work in Fayetteville, Jeremy would barn tobacco with us every day during the summer, top and sucker, everything, be part of us and work. And then when he got his license, he'd come over all the time. So Jeremy gets his license. He's dating a girl, in love, like we all young kids are. And they broke up. And eventually he gets a big red Chevy, it's an 86 or 87 Chevy square body truck. Beautiful truck. And all we wanted to do was ride around and cruise in it. So we would go all kinds of different places. And at this time, even though it's an 87, we're talking about like 1993, 1994, 95, whatever. So guys are getting these newer Chevy trucks and Z71s and all that stuff. So, we would go to Benson and cruise, and some other people's trucks were nicer, but whatever. What we didn't have in money, we made up for in personality. So Jeremy takes me to Benson when I'm like 15. I go cruise with him on Wednesday nights and weekends. And I was very shy, would not talk to anybody. I was just in my little shell. I wanted to just hang out with Jeremy, but I was too timid to talk to anybody. So the first thing Jeremy does is decide to break my shyness. So I'm hanging out with Jeremy, and he's like, "Hey man, you gotta learn to talk to people." And I'm like, I'm good. I ain't gotta talk to nobody. He's like, "Yeah, you do. What time are you supposed to be home tonight?" I was like, "My curfew's 10. He said, "Good. It's like 7:30. You've got till 9:30 to talk to 3 different girls in 3 different cars. And if you don't, you're not going to be home on time. And you're going to break your curfew, and you're going to get in trouble. So either get to work talking to somebody, or you get grounded." My mom was unique. He knew she'd ground, she'd get mad. So so that started me like just having to blatantly talk to complete strangers, whatever. So there's that. I'm trying to learn to talk to people. We also have a cousin, and that's a big subject for stories. But he wanted to hang out with us, but a lot of times he would tell fibs, we call it, but we basically would lie and create all kinds of mayhem that we'd have to deal with. So one night we go to Benson. And we only go to Benson because we went to Tucker Lake swimming. And Grandma was like, "Hey, you guys need to take TH with you." That was her cousin. And we're like, "No, Grandma, we don't want to. It'd be problems." Because we'd hung out enough times before that every time we hung out, there was a problem. He would lie about something or do something, we have an issue. So she's like, "Nope, if you're going to hang out with your cousin, you got to have your other cousins. That's the rules." So we take him. We go to his house and pick him up. He talks to his dad. Says, "Hey, I'm going to go with them to Tucker Lake," and his dad walks away with him, kind of privately, and have a conversation. He gets in the truck, has got his swimming trunks on, grabs the towel. We're good to go. We go to Tucker Lake. So that's like the middle of the day. So on our way to the lake, we're laughing, we're joking, we go swimming, we have fun. We get to Benson, we're cruising, having a blast, talking to people or whatever. It's Jeremy driving, TH in the center, me in the passenger seat. So, in the middle of Benson, if you've ever cruised there, there's a thing called the pool hall. You know, like a lot of people stood around and hung out in front of the pool hall. And of course, as young guys cruising, all you're trying to do is get some girl's attention. So Jeremy sees a group of girls that he knows, and he's like, y'all watch this, you know, I know them girls, blah, blah, blah. So right before he gets to the girls, TH's pretty big boy, he's sitting in the center. I reach over and nail the horn as hard as I can in Jeremy's truck, and I dive down into the floorboard. So these girls that they knew look up at this big Chevy truck, and all they see is Jeremy driving and TH sitting right beside him, and nobody in the passenger seat like they're a couple. I'm laughing so hard, I've got them, ha ha. They start just hitting me in the passenger seat floorboard. Bam, bam, get up, get up, get up. And they're hitting me, but I'm laughing so hard I didn't care. So anyway, sit up, we've had our laugh, we cruise around, and we make one or two more rounds. By now it's, I don't know, 9:30, maybe 10 o'clock on a Saturday night. We go back by the pool hall. Jeremy knows a bunch of people at the pool hall, and they say, hey Jeremy, there's a group of people up here looking you. I'm like, well, that's weird. What are they driving? They described this vehicle to us that matches TH's mom and dad's vehicle. So me and Jeremy just kind of look at him like, do you know something we don't know? Mm-mm. Oh, no, nothing. Okay. We go make another loop. Maybe it's mistaken identity. We come back by the pool hall again, and they're like, hey man, Jeremy, them people looking at you and they're mad, dude. They said if we find you to tell you to get home now. So then we kind of think, like, well, grandma at times will get sick. Is grandma bad off? And these people have come, you know, our family's come to get us? Well, either way, the best thing to do is to get back to the farm as quick as possible. So instead of going back down Main Street in Benson, we take side streets and we come through like the McDonald's / gas station parking lot trying to get out next to the exit ramp to get on I-95. When we come through that gas station, there is this magical blue Ford Aerostar minivan that Uncle David had. We're creeping through real slow, trying to sneak through. Door opens up on the side of it. My mama gets out, screams at the front bumper, "Stop the vehicle!" And we're like, "Daggone me, you embarrassing us." So we get out. Right before we get to the gas station, the reason we decided we needed to sneak out is because we're in the cab discussing, what can be going on, why are people looking for us? And TH goes, "Hey man, what time is it?" And we're like, 9:30. "Oh man, I forgot to tell y'all, Daddy said I need to be home by 7. And we're like, dude, like, now you've got us in trouble again. So whatever, we're going to sneak home. We get to the gas station, Mom jumps out the vehicle. They're all mad at us. Like, me and Jeremy have planned this to evade TH's curfew. Mom screaming, "Stop!" in front of the vehicle. So TH gets out. David's fussing him out, says, "Get in the van." So TH gets in the van. Mama looks at me and says, "Get in the van." I said, "I ain't getting in the van." She's like, "Yes, you will. I'm your mother. You listen to me." I said, "He's in trouble, not me. I ain't done nothing. Me and Jeremy still got 30 minutes we can cruise. I ain't getting in that van." She then proceeds to tell me that I will get in the van, so I get in the van. And then we go, home. Everybody's in trouble. We ain't done anything other than listen to somebody that can't tell us the truth. Next day, get up, go to grandma's, and she's like, "What happened last night?" And I'm like, "Well, once again, you told us to include somebody that's got a lying problem. This kid don't do nothing but lie. So now we're all in trouble for listening to him." And Grandma goes, "Glenn, hey, you should have known that boy was going to lie." I said, "Grandma, you're the one that made us take him. Now you're taking up for him." So anyway, there's that. There's the TH, how he interacts with us. So one night me and Jeremy are cruising around Benson, and there's a gravel pit or whatever, but it's not a gravel pit. It's like an old pond. It's on 242 between like the Marathon gas station and the BP station. Now all these guys on these Newsy 71s have gone out there and they're playing in this old pond at the The dam's broke on, so it's dried out, but it was a pretty deep old pond. So we go out there and just different guys making runs through it and spinning up mud. And everybody's talking about how awesome these new trucks are. How awesome these new trucks are. And I'm just standing there beside Jeremy looking, you know, he's like, hey man, hang here for a minute. And I'm like, what's up? He's like, I about had a bait of everybody's mouth talking about how nice these trucks are. So he gets in his 85 square body or 87 square body. He takes off. Wherever those trucks have gone, he's going to go. He's giving it all it's got. Motors revving up, bouncing, and it's dark too now, so it's dark. So you see headlights bouncing off in the distance, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, you see taillights just shoot straight up in the air, and then they almost disappear. So they go from being bright taillights to very little taillights. So somebody had a spotlight, and they shine across that pond, and Jeremy is standing on his tailgate. The truck is completely nose up into a creek, and he's standing on the tailgate, you know, come get us, come get us. So I hop in the truck with, I think it was Matt Lee, and hop in the truck, right over there, hook up to his truck, pull it out. That truck had fell into, Jeremy had drove it off the edge of something, and it went down into a creek. And it was a sandy bottom, and that whole truck had stamped in that mud. It didn't even crack the grill. It looked like a perfect, like, imprint, like you were making a mold of the front of the truck or whatever. So anyway, get the truck out, blah, blah, blah. That's one story.